Alright, what's going on, everybody? This is Lunar Bastion. How you going? And yeah, so today what we're going to be doing is making a little upgrade animation. So as I'll show you right here, I'll go ahead and upgrade this turret, and you click on this, I click upgrade. Makes a cool noise. I don't think I updated my computer and it's not been working with that. Oh, it's starting to lag because I'm recording. But as you can see, nothing happened. So it's pretty boring when you upgrade, and also there's no feedback, which is the big thing. Like people are probably confused if they upgrade or not. I think the sound does help, but yeah. So I'm gonna make it entirely in Godot. There is. I'm trying to pull it up on my phone here. Okay. That's so I can see your chats if anyone wants to chat me. But yeah, so we're gonna make the whole thing in Godot. This shouldn't take too long to do, hopefully. And the idea is this is gonna be quite dynamic, so you can use it on a bunch of different shaped things. So if you have like a bunch of different characters in your game, this will work great for that. So yeah.
She needs one of these. When you said physical therapy yesterday,
Abigail.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's like very sweet.
So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up a 2D scene. Can you keep your voice down a little bit, Abigail?
Yeah.
Abigail. You don't have to whisper, just don't yell. Okay, anyway. Sorry. Yeah, we're just gonna do this. So we're gonna call this level up. Okay. And to this I'm gonna go ahead and add a line 2D node. We're also gonna go ahead and add a particles node, 2D node, and then I'm going to add a tween. And so I just kind of thought of this in my head, but I'm pretty sure this is going to work quite well. Oh, we're getting a little bit of lag here, friends. Why must you do this? Hold on, let me see if I can quit anything. I don't have... Yeah... I don't have a lot open. But I might need to quit a program real. Yep, there we go. There she blows, everybody. Okay. Yeah, Photoshop, if you have it, opens these wonderful little programs and they really mess with you. So sorry about this. Oh, no, that's what I want right there. Creative Cloud. Come here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Do that. And voila. Okay. We're a little bit better. Anyway, so first thing I'm gonna do is make a pretty simple particles effect. So basically, let me go ahead and load in. So I'm gonna go ahead. I have one that looks pretty good, but I'll show you how I do it. So this one is. So you can go right here, I'm going to click load, because I have one that looks okay, and then we're going to change it, and I'll show you how I made it as it is. But it's basically the most simple particle in this game. So if we go to scenes, like abstract, right? Yep, particles cache. And then we'll go to materials. Tear gas, shotgun, player muzzle flash. I'm looking for drill. Or dust particles. Oh, did I not put it in here? That could be bad. Drop pod smoke, earth cannon, enemy projectile, healing loops, healing. Oh, I might not have put it in here, y'all. That's very good. So if you don't know what that is, that's a particle cache. I'm going to be making a tutorial on that soon. It basically eliminates the lag when you use particles 2D. So it's in this scene here. And basically when this drill goes down, this is a pretty cool scene, except that it shakes, so I can't quite show it to you right now. But, so we want to do drill particles 2D. I don't think I've saved this. Wow, okay, good news. Go ahead and save that real quick. So this is going to be base drill particles. And we're going to go ahead and stick this into abstract particles cache, material. and save. Okay, and then I can quit out of this one, and I'm going to go ahead and save this. Oopsies. Save. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. Over here, I have a scene called Effects. Okay, and I'll just, nope, not in muzzle flash. Okay. Oh my god, this lag is really bothering me. It usually settles out. My computer just needs to get used to it for a sec. Oh, I know. I will do this. I think my fan just doesn't like what I'm doing to it. So how's that? Hopefully that looks okay. But anyway, okay. So now that we've saved it, we can go ahead and add a script. Create, and save that. And I want to go into particles cache. And don't get off put by this. This is farm. We'll do drill particles. It's a little loud. Okay. Preload. Oh, there it is. Base drill particles. Right there. So, yeah. Okay, so again, yeah, don't get off put by this. This is like, yeah, it's pretty easy. We're just making a variable and we're running it at the beginning of the game, so we're, anyway, that will be for a later video. So now that I have that, I can go back to the particles 2D. We can go here. We can click load. We're gonna blow our load when we make this awesome effect scene. Am I right, everybody? Okay. Scene. Abstract. I'm losing my mind. It's lagging like this. Particles cache. Materials. Where did you go? There we go. Base drill parts. Okay. That was a lot of work just to get in there. So here's what this does, right? And it's got this little effect. But I'm going to go ahead and say make sub resources unique. Usually I do this a little differently. I'll show you what I did here. I think I'm going to make this a little more. We'll make it like 12. I'm going to extend the lifetime to be like 1.5, and this will just extend the lifetime, as you might imagine. And then I think it's going to be good, except I'm going to want it to go faster. So we'll make this like 3 maybe. No, that's way too fast. 2? I think 2 is going to be too slow. No, that's pretty good to me. Okay, so this is going to be in the background. You can use the explosiveness if you want. I'll show you what I did. This is pretty basic stuff. So I did a sphere instead of a point right there for the emission save. Flags, got none on here. Direction, we're telling the direction to go up. The spread is 55. Still think that's, maybe I'll make these even a little bigger for this one. Yeah, I think that's a little more what we want. Okay. Gravity, no gravity, I don't believe. Yep, no gravity. And then we're just giving it some initial velocity with a little bit of randomness, so it's a little sputtery. Orbit velocity linear, I don't think I've got radial acceleration, nope. Damping, nope. Angle, this is, like I said, this is a really simple one. On all of them, I have this curve where it really rapidly gets way bigger and then slowly gets bigger, so that way it looks like it's shooting at it first and then slowly drifting away. I think that helps. And then the color. Now here's what we're going to change here, because I don't want the experience to be purple. I want the experience to be white. So I think this is going to be, I'm going to do this. Just make a new color ramp here. So new gradient texture. Gradient, new gradient. If you've never used this before, this is great. Or gradient. Okay, do that. So I'm just going to have these be white particles, and that's going to be like the particles that are going on in the background. But I don't want them to stay white. I want them to fade out. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. We'll take the last color, and we'll go ahead and take the opacity all the way down to 0. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this out a little more like that. So that's all the way at the end. And now you can see that they kind of fade out like that, which is a nice little effect there. We can take this a little further. That's cool. It's cool. That's cool. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing right here. just not as drawn out like that one is. I want it to be very quick, so you can see it just looks like they're spawning from there. So anyway, this is what's going on in the background. It's just gonna go on for a few seconds, and yeah, I actually don't think I want to do much more to that right now. We're gonna make it animate and do some more stuff with the tween in a sec, but I think that's good. That's it. So again, that's a pretty simple little particle effect right there. I'm gonna go ahead and save this now because we just made a new particles material. So we're gonna call this level up particles, if I can spell here, level up particles, and I didn't spell level right either. Oh, we got an error on the output. That's not great usually. Oh, messed up. Okay, scenes, abstract, particles, cache, materials, and save. Okay. Go into the script to do right here, and just do the exact same thing. Yeah. Okay. So this now needs to be level 1 particle. Drag that in there real quick. So I know this is not what you came here to see. Yeah, feel free to throw something in the chat if you want to chat. If you're wondering what these cool things is, this cool little these cool effects when I type, it's a free add-on for Godot if you're using it. It's called Ridiculous Coding by John Watson, who's also a really cool YouTube channel. Anywho, next thing we're gonna do is go ahead and make our line 2D. So I'm actually going to turn this off right now. And we're gonna make our line. So again, the line is just going to be white. Nothing too, oopsies. Something that happens when you drag it off. I don't quite know why. It's not all the way there. Okay, nice. Now what we're gonna do with the line 2D is just, first off, make a, let's see if it'll let me do this. Okay, there's one. Is that two? Okay, there's two. There we go. We should, there we go. So now we've got, there's 0. There's 1. That's the issue. Because we want this, and we want to make our second point there, and maybe our second point right there. Our third point, I should say. I'm gonna go ahead and turn. Do I want that off? Is it gonna let me? No, it's not gonna let me. So we're gonna take that off. This could actually probably be less than that, but who cares? Okay. Okay, looks like it's bent a little bit, which is annoying. That's what my girlfriend told me.
What?
It's bent, so I don't like it. That's where humans lost on them. Okay, so now we've got this beautiful line. I know everybody loves it. I'll make it that big for right now. Eventually we're gonna make this more dynamic, so scalable. I think that's probably, here, let's put the particles in, see how that's good. Oh yeah, this whole thing needs to be lower. So I'm gonna click this and move it right there. Okay. All right, so that's looking good relatively. Go ahead and turn the particles off. Now, what we're gonna do is there's a few cool things you can do with your line here. So we don't need to mess with capping, I don't believe. You can change this to be like, well, it should change the cap here. Box. Round. Begin. No. Oh, there we go. That's the joint, and then end cap we could change. Box. Yeah, but I don't want those. Okay. So I want these to be beveled, I think. Not that that matters. Sharp limits, 2, round precision 8, blah blah blah, anti-alias. I think we'll put that on eventually. But if you don't know what that does, it kind of makes it so there's not just sharp pixels, but it kind of blends with some opaque pixels when you have joints and stuff like that. Now if we go to fill, this is where the magic happens. I've actually never used textures before, but we're not going to be doing that today. We're going to be using a gradient just like we did before, and actually doing something very, very similar. So go to the first one. This is going to be full white. Nice, no issues there. I'm going to go ahead and do this. And then we're going to click this one. And again, I'm going to make this one all the way opaque. Okay, and then I'm going to go like this, bring that down a little bit. How's it going? I'm trying to get, whoa, that's notably less opaque than I thought it would be, y'all. I'll make it like that. I think I'll make another one like this. I want that to be a little more like that. Yeah, take that down a little more too. Like right there. That's probably about good. And then we want to make sure that this one is, I guess not all the way opaque, somewhere in the middle. Okay, that looks nice. That's a nice blend. I'll take this one, make it a little more opaque as well. Okay. So yeah, so this is going to be behind a turret, so you won't see the bottom of this per se. But yeah, so that's going to be, there we go. So now with the particles on, we've got this little effect like that. Now we want this to move and tween and kind of like flicker when it comes on, right? And so for that, we're going to be using this tween. I think I'm only going to use one tween here, and yeah, it should be good. So there's going to be several things that happen, right? And that's whenever we tell this thing to make it do its animation, we want it to, one, show itself, but two, we want it to do whatever it's going to do that's animate. For me, I think it's going to be like flickering and kind of moving a little bit. So first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to say on ready var line, should be undercase, line, I don't know what to say. Yeah, we'll just say line. Equals line 2D, and then we're going to say on ready var particles equals particles 2D. Okay. Oh yes, and then finally on ready var tween equals, you guessed it, tween. Okay. Now, if you're not familiar with tweens, they're actually pretty easy to get the hang of. They look a little bit intimidating at first when you start using them because all right, so do we want anything to happen in the ready function? I think no. I don't think we need anything to happen in the ready function. I'm gonna delete it for now. You can always re-add it. It's nice, it's pretty easy. But we do want to define a function called, I'll just say animate. Yeah, animate. So we'll call it animate. And so basically the idea is that we're gonna attach this level up scene to a turret or whatever. And then when we tell that turret you've leveled up, we're gonna say, okay, turret, tell your level up scene to make a level up animation, in which case we'll just say, in that turret script, we'll also have an onReady var for this guy, and we'll say level up dot animate, and it'll call this function essentially. That sounds confusing, don't worry about it. Anyway, so when we call this function animate, what is this function gonna do? Well, we're gonna go ahead and get our tween here. And we're going to go ahead and do interpolate property. I honestly have never used any of these other ones except for property. I don't know how you would tween a method, to be honest. I got to look into that. But interpolate property, I mean, I use a tween with interpolate property in almost every scene I have. So it takes quite a few arguments, and this is the part I'm talking about that's scary. So what do you want it to interpolate, basically? So I think what I'm going to do first is... I think I'll have the whole thing just show. So the first thing I actually want to do is self.show. And there we go. I actually just realized I do want something in the ready function. I'm going to say hide. Okay. We actually don't need self. It's a Python thing. But so anyway, right when we're ready, this is going to hide itself. And then when we call animate, it's going to show itself. So, for instance, like if I ran the scene right now, you're just not going to see it. It's just not going to, well, it's in the corner, but you're just, it's just not there. Whereas if I go ahead and, I'd have to actually do this. Then now, you still can't see it, motherfucker. Because it's above the screen. Put it down here real quick. Okay. Okay, now you can see it. Okay, oh yeah, that's actually another good point that I'm glad I did that. We want this to be on pre-process because no matter what, I want it so that when you run it, it's showing. But anyway, but now if we go ahead and uncomment this out and run this scene, surprise, surprise, it's not there. Because we've hidden it in the ready function, which is happening before the first physics frame that exists. So there you go. Now I just want to move this back. Undo set. Oh, that's easy enough actually. We have to go see it. Pre-process back to 1.5. Okay. Cool. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and actually animate this. So tween.interpolate property. And so what I want to do is have that line 2D background thing that we made. I'm going to have it kind of flicker, right? So there's two things that I want that to do, right? I want it to, one, fade in and out, right? So it looks like it's flickering that way, but also I think I want it to like kind of expand and grow upwards and downwards. Yeah, we'll see. But so the first thing I'm going to do is have that. So you have to take like, so the tween asks, what are you going to be interpolating? Or we're going to be interpolating line, which again we called up there in the ready function, or on ready. Which property? So this is a string value, which sometimes makes it a little difficult, but for modulate, it's really easy. We're going to do the initial value. So what do you want it to start at? Going from point A to point B. Well, here, what do you... So the first three, this is red, blue, green, and the last one is the opacity, like you saw that we did. So basically what we're going to do is just go ahead and... I'm trying to think about what I want this to start as. I guess we want it like to be a little more opaque. I'll go ahead and try 0.9. I think that's going to be okay. Okay. And then we're going to end up at... I'm going to try 1.1. So another thing about me, or this game, is that I have a glow effect that basically if anything goes above the threshold of 1, it makes them glow. So I'll show you right here that if we go ahead and run this right now, I'm just going to move it right here for the purposes of this whole tutorial. No glow, nothing special, right? But if I go into the selected, so this is just a canvas layer thing, a world environment node. You just add that and add environment and then turn glow on in it. I could, yeah, maybe I'll go into that later. But basically, so if we go to the line here and we go to visibility, modulate, raw, you can see that these are all ones now. And let's say we made these all 1.2, 1.2, 1.2. You can see that it's glowing. So it's glowing like that. And then of course this gets more extreme you make it. So yeah, but we are of course going to just do one visible. Leave it now and then have the tween do that for us. So that way when it flickers, it kind of glows in and out on the flicker. Just gonna make it a little more dramatic. Okay. So anyway, that's what we did there. 1.1 is kind of like a cheat way of doing it. I'll try 1.2, we'll see how that works. Okay, then we're gonna go, so we line modulate that. Now it's asking for, how long do you want this to take? I think we'll probably want this to go for 2 seconds. We'll do 2 seconds. I'll just do a float, because I think they're safer. And then, okay, now this is the important part. We're going, which tween do you want? I am going to use a bounce tween. Just to show you, I usually look at this every time, but I know I've done effects like this before. Any web browser you're doing, type in easings. I have it saved. It's just easings.net, and you get this page, and it's unreal. It has all of the tweens that are in, like, almost universally used, all the ones in Godot as well. We are going to be using this one right here. So you can see that's what's happening. So it's going up and down, and I'm going to be using ease in and out. And yeah, so that's basically what the modulation is going to go through. And that's why we're going to get this cool flicker effect. So tween trans bounce. Oops, it's not period. Then tweeze in out. Okay. And that's, believe it or not, basically it for the first part. And then I'm going to say tween dot start. Okay. Now, yeah, for the purposes, I'm going to just do that for the whole thing of this demonstration. But now ideally, we should have, oh, I'm not calling that function, y'all. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is this, and then we're going to call that function. Oh yeah, but it's not coming back down, but. Interesting. We'll just, we'll do this. Let's make this like 0.3, just to be really dramatic. Interesting. That's not the effect we were looking for. That's a bummer, isn't it? I think what I'm gonna do here is, rather than take it all the way down, make this like, we'll do 0.5, and then what if I make this like, yeah, that's too much, fam. Okay. Yeah, see, now I need to use using function cheat sheet. I'm trying to think about like what I actually want to achieve is important, right? We want the flicker. But so you can also use elastic, but elastic, like if you put your final value as 1, for instance, on this one, then it would be like 0.8. It finishes at 0.8. So it hits 1, but then it comes down lower than that, which is okay. And that, you know, I gave those numbers 1 and 0.8, like they're exact. I'm just giving you an example of like it's lower than whatever you said. I don't know exactly. It's not like 20% lower or something exact. Maybe it is actually. I don't. That looks about 20% to me. What the hell, I know. Why are you listening to me? Yeah. So I think, yeah, we'll just try around. But I think I'm gonna go for either just. I'm gonna change this to 1 second, and actually let's try that right now. Well, not this, because that was obviously insane. Let's do like 1.3. One more time. I want to see that. I definitely wanted something notably more dramatic than that, so I might have to rethink how I do that part. But the next thing I want to do, I'm just going to go ahead and get that going anyway. So I'm going to go tween.interpolate property, and I'm also going to do this to the line. This time we're going to do it to the scale, and scale takes vector 2s. So we'll go ahead and change the vector 2s here. Let's see. So I probably want this to be 0.5. Well, yeah, we'll do a linear scale first. We're linear in that I'm going to affect both the x and y values of the scale, not 0.05, in the same, but I might want the y to kind of sling up bigger. You know, I think I do. I think I do. Okay, so we're gonna have this one go to 0.75 there, and we're gonna have this one go to. So we're gonna do 1, and then 0.25 there. Yeah, okie doke. Amount of time is going to be the same as whatever you did for the first one, and I'm gonna do tween. For some reason, it's not like it. Okay, we'll try trans bounce again, and we'll go ahead and do an in out, just like that. And are we good? Yeah, we good. Okay. And cool. And then you don't have to do that. new line there. I just like to do the new line because I think that it just, you know, you can read it, you don't have to scroll. I think it's better. And then, yeah, you make sure you don't forget this one to start the tween. I've done that, very frustrated. So when you just scale, what you're gonna have to do is, so most things, so basically you have a, like center of mass, I forget what it's called. I'm gonna go here, to hit the V. Oh, it's supposed to, interesting. So usually on most things, like I'll show you with the particles 2D here. If I click this, then I hit V. Well, if I'm in the right mode, I hit. It's giving me no love right now, you guys. That is quite irritating, no? Is it just me? There's that. Oh, it's probably because that's also something where you don't need to do that. Let's do this. If I do that, it's still not giving me the big kahuna right now. That's great, huh? Why you don't want to do that, huh? Sorry about that. So essentially, I want to make like the center of mass. So I don't know if anyone even knows why, what I'm trying to solve. But you can see that it's scaling about, like it's scaling upwards, and we don't want it to scale upwards, right? We want it to scale like from this point. So right now you can see the whole thing like moves upward, which is not what. Oh, you know. Modulate. Yeah. So the particles aren't moving or aren't scaling, right? Okay. Okay. So that doesn't look beautiful right now, but I'm gonna kind of get a rough draft and see what it's doing. Okay. So now what I want to go ahead and do is go to tween. Oh yeah, there's nothing special I need here. Tween all completed, and connect that signal up to the script here. So when it's all completed, so I'm going to make a new variable here. Bar animating, and this is going to be a bool, and we're going to say equals false, and we're going to say animating equals true, and then here we're going to say if animating say animating equals false, right? So that's why it's flipping, and we're going to start a new tween here. So we're going to restart the tween in its own tween all completed function, but because we're using this flag, it will only do it after you've called the animate function, and then the next time it ends, it will be all good. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, sorry. So if animating, we're gonna make a new tween. So again, we're gonna go tween. I guess I don't think I'm gonna need the particles actually to be in the script. So they're always gonna be emitting. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Because when you hide particles, they actually stop emitting. Fun fact. So they're not wasting energy. It's actually smart. I've only had that be annoying in like one time when I was trying to do something. So yeah. Okay. So here what we're gonna do is I just realized right here, I'll do that after so it makes sense what I'm doing. So we've got if animating equals false, tween.interpolate property, and I think, yeah, we're gonna just do ourselves. So we're gonna say self, right? Because I want the whole thing, the particle effects, the line 2D, everything. That's all there is. I don't know why I said everything. To be faded out. So we're gonna do this. Do modulate again. We're gonna go ahead and go. Vector, new guy joined us. What's up, new guy? If you don't know what's going on here, don't be intimidated. It's easy. We're just tweening stuff. Yeah. So again, tween. What are we tweening? Ourselves. We are tweening the modulate property. This should be a color. Bonus points if you noticed that. And then, or this should actually be modulate. Okay. So yeah, here's something to make this a little more dynamic. Rather than putting a static color, like here you can see I said start at this color and end at this color. You can say we're still saying start at this color, but this is like whatever our modulate is. So like let's say I set the modulate to, like right now it's at 1111, right? It's all at normal, but like let's say somehow I modulated it up so it's like 1, 3, 5, 6, doesn't matter, just other numbers, right? Then we don't have to, it's not gonna be some random change. It'll just take whatever those numbers are that we changed elsewhere and just modulate to our final value from those. So it's much more dynamic in the way. The only thing that's more constrictive, and you don't have to make it this way, obviously, is the final value. For me, I want the color, and we're gonna do 11110, which is invisible. Did I delete? Yeah, I did. Okay. And duration, we'll do 1 second. I don't know if this has to be a float. I did say float. Okay, trans type. Keep. Let's see, how do we, so we're gonna want this to be most likely an ease out function. It's kind of, no, elastic is too sharp. So it's like you want it to kind of like slide into the desk, you know what I mean? That's pretty quick. Cubic might be what we're looking for. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a cubic. So yeah, it's a lifesaver. Cubic. Oh yeah, and just so you know, you can, if you don't see any of those in here, if you just type trans underscore and then start typing whatever it is, they have all of them here in Godot. Okay, and then we want this to be ease out. And then same deal. I am going to put that on that line, and then again we have to say tween dot start. Okay. Now we have to realize here is that now when we call this function again, oh, actually, you know what? I don't. Yeah, so I'm going to get rid of this because we don't need it to hide, but rather we need it to do set underscore modulate color 0. So we're going to set our modulation to 0. In this case, that means we actually do need to do. Here we go. Smarter than I thought, eh? Particles to D. Okay. And then we're gonna do is particles dot set underscore emitting false. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do here is copy that. Okay, and this is going to be true, and this is going to be 1. Okay. So we're going to basically do that every time we call this function, and then at the end of this function, when this times out the second time, we're gonna say else particles that set emitting false. Okay, so I just did a lot of stuff, so I'm gonna quickly go over it and then we'll see the fruits of my labor. So essentially what we did is we made it so that when this finishes, all this, so that's the scaling and whatever, the cool effects that we're gonna build upon much more. So we're setting animating equal to true. When this finishes, we call this function. This checks is animating true. If it is, then we start a new tween that takes us down and kind of fades out the effect, right? And then when it finishes this, but now we've set animating false. So when it finishes this, it's gonna call this function again. It's going to check if animating if it's animating is true. Because we set it false, it's going to be false. So it's going to evaluate to this else, and then we're going to be ending. Oh, everyone left. I guess that means this is confusing. We're going to have a modulation of 0. We're going to be invisible, and we're going to stop the particles from emitting. So let's check this out. What the hell is happening? Oh, I'm saying I did this after I called animate. That's why. Okay, so clearly, so you can see that it worked, but clearly we want this to remain for longer. So I think what I'm actually, this is another cool thing about tweens. If you do, there's an optional argument where you can type a delay. See, it's telling me right there. How long do I want it to delay for? Let's delay for 2 seconds. Not bad. It's not bad. Okay. It's a bummer everyone left before they get to see this beauty, because I'm not hating that. I'm not hating that at all. One more time. The only thing that sucks about this right now is that it's still scaling improperly, I think. Yeah. It doesn't look exactly how I imagine it, I'll be honest. But made this it's something. So anyway, I just want to. Anyway, so we've got that right in the actuality. We are not going to have. Yeah, it's good. We're not going to be calling animate in the ready function. This is just going to be attached to something which we're going to call animate on. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the. Should be able to go to the whole thing. Inspector. Transform. Position back to 0. Okay. Now, what am I doing? So we're calling this on turrets. So if you weren't here for the, oh, I think that's just me in the chat. But anyway, if you weren't here for the beginning, we're going to be basically making it so that when these turrets upgrade, they play this little animation. I'm going to go ahead and add this animation. So we're going to say level up. Shouldn't be called level up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I want to go here. And I want to say. Wow, I'm blanking. Visibility and click show behind parent. Forgot that. Because this is going to be behind our base turret scene. Okay, just like that. Now we want to go ahead and move it wherever is appropriate. Right there is probably good. Now, actually, I think that's going to be a good size. Let's see. Scale 0.5.5. This will be 1.25. 1.75. Okay. And then. Oh, we're not going to do this. Okay. And so essentially, right now, we have to now go into my turret script and tell it basically when we want it to animate. So we want this thing to animate when... So basically when it's upgraded, because this is, for me, it's not a level up. For me, it's an upgrade selected, and you know, oh, we're upgrading ourselves. So we're going to go... Show mouse entered, button toggled, if button pressed. Okay, so essentially if this only happens if we are in upgrade mode. Okay. Huh. So just because this makes my situation a little more complicated, is that this doesn't check if we have enough money to upgrade. So I have to make a new signal. Wait. Well, I'll just stick it in there right now and show you basically what the issue is. So, if we do something called level up dot animate, so there's that function we made. Now if I go ahead and go into the game, hopefully this doesn't crash my whole computer. Doesn't look like it's gonna go well, but we'll see. So I just want to stick one of these guys here, and I'm just gonna wait and go to the upgrade tab. Oh, that's not even what we want this. It's ironic. But, yeah, clearly it's just way too much in a lot of ways. So yeah, this is kind of shite, but, the idea is sound. Yes. Yes, it is. I'm going to go ahead and work on this more on my own, but you get the idea. It's going to show. You know, I got to get looking somewhat okay, actually, before I give up on it. Beyond the fact that it's in the absolute wrong position. What's up, girl? Okay. Oh, yes, that's a problem as well. That's scale, that's modulate, so clearly that does not need to be nearly as high. That's still very bright, dude. Very bright. That's very... Oh, did I... No, that's all normal. That's all good, and that's all good. I didn't do this, did I? Nope. Okay, so that is all from the script. Interesting, because it's not interpolating by that much. We'll try this thing. Is that so extreme? Do I just not even... Now the thing is that I think I want this to happen way quicker. I sneezed on the beat and the beat got quicker. Okay. 0.5. Okie doke. I don't know, man. It's just not quite looking the way I had hoped it would look. It's not horrible by any means. But, yeah. A lot of work I need to do to get that password. Rungeon? Yeah, I am, man. Dude, ain't you a big channel, bro? Yeah, I'm absolutely using that. I actually got it right here. So it's selective, which is cool. So you go to levels and then just keep the HDR threshold at 1. Basically, the only thing, because it was like, how do you make a selective glow? So I call this selective glow. It's a scene, so that way, just to like see how my glow is gonna look, and like if I want to check this out, I can go to this and do glow and add it. But essentially, this will only glow if we go to modulate raw and we put the modulation above 1. So here, if I put this at 1.1, you see it's a little bit of glow. We go to like 2, there's a lot of glow. I have bicubic upscale off, which is why you see those weird things. You can go on here and here, and if you go to bicubic upscale, make those smoother, but yeah. $1K solid, dog. It's bigger than me. But yeah, so that's cool. I'm thinking about making a video on that because I don't see a lot of information on that. I kind of just found it out through some dude trying to do the C# Godot, and I just like, yeah. Anyway, I was about to head off because this might be a little more challenging than I originally thought it was going to be. But there's something there. You can totally play this game, by the way, if you're interested. It is my Game Off Game Jam game. And it's on Itch. It's actually in the description right now. But, yeah. You can see, so I applied the same effect to the lights here. To the stars a little bit. These are tweening with tweens to make them flash and stuff like that. Here, there's a little bit of glow. When I click on stuff, it glows a little bit. We can upgrade. Yeah, it's not bad. It's just not exactly what I wanted. I don't know. Oh, you already did a tutorial on it. Well, then I guess I won't do it. But thanks, man. Yeah, I'm glad you're checking me out. I'll definitely check you out. I definitely need to learn a lot of stuff. But, yeah. Anywhooser. I think I'm going to head out because my girlfriend is mad that I've been streaming. But yeah, thanks for... No, I don't think it's you. But, yeah. Anyways, just, there's nothing wrong with C#. I mean, I'm probably better. But I'm just not, I have no idea how to do that. I did Python. That's actually why I picked Godot at first. I'm so glad I did. Was because I know Python. I think it's just, like, way easier than Unity in general. I haven't even used Unity. I've just seen people using it. It just doesn't look very user-friendly. Like, I got very comfortable with Godot very quickly, and now I'm moving up the ranks. I want to try 3D for my next game, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for coming and watching, those who did. I don't think this is the most helpful tutorial, but hopefully you learned a little something about tweens if you didn't know how to use them. I'm going to be making a little tutorial on actually how to use them in the future. It's scripted and nice and pretty. Oh, thanks, man. But yeah, sorry. That was basically my idea, was to have this line 2D node look like that. It's really not bad. I'm sure with some tweaking, and I probably won't do a whole lot here. This could look cool. So that's the idea. And yeah.